Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got an awesome video lined up here for you. We're going to be going through the overall market, current conditions, what is in breaking news today, how that's having an effect on BTC, and how that then has a knock-on effect on the entire market. Furthermore, for us, that means LUNC is possibly going to do a big run, and I really do hope it's a big run. We all deserve this, I think, more than any chain out there. Terra Classic really deserves a reward. We have done the right thing. We have taken the high road and we've all pitched in. The Fear and Greed Index is looking fabulous. We've pushed back up to 71, which is a jump from yesterday, around 65 last week at 62. I believe this is going to continue rising and the overall market is going to continue cooking, and crypto bubbles looking absolutely extraordinary. I keep saying this, no matter where you throw a dart on the board, in the next few weeks, you're going to make profit. It really is that simple. It's not financial advice. It's merely just an observation. Today, we've got the first day of Bitcoin Asia kicking off, and this is a smashing success. We're seeing a lot of energy. There's a good reflection in the market right now, and this is relatively new. When it comes down to the Asian sector, it really isn't going as smoothly as it has been across Europe, the United Kingdom, and now even in the United States. We know that China has heavily regulated BTC and all cryptocurrencies exchanges and many other places across the Asian continent. Now, with that being said, this is good. It's good for BTC. These kind of events always seem like they're staged. They don't really have much of an effect on the overall cryptocurrency environment and BTC, but it does. It has a huge effect, especially in somewhere that is Asia specifically, because as we know, adoption hasn't been soaring because of regulations out there and creating these bottlenecks, these choke points, if you will. Seeing this happening is good all round for us and all of those that are invested in crypto. Now, we've got a little bit of news coming out of the UK, which is surprising. Not much news really comes out that is essentially positive for crypto. And this, you can't really say if it's positive or negative, but the United Kingdom is now directing the Bank of England to boost stablecoin innovation through an amendment to the Financial Services and Marketing Bill. The Treasury will set a secondary objective for the bank to advance stablecoins and digital money while keeping financial stability as its top priority. I don't know about you guys, this sounds very similar to a post we went through yesterday with the United States now deregulating crypto and them saying it all in different wording to try and make it sound like they're not, removing all of these choke points and all of these bottlenecks. Overall, this is broader adoption for crypto, even to a point of where you've got Charles Schwab that's adding Solana, Avalanche, and Chainlink to his crypto offerings. And if you don't know who this guy is, I would be utterly shocked. I mean, this is the guy that wants you to eat bugs. You'll have nothing and you'll eat bugs. You'll nothing. And if this guy's jumping on board, he's part of the, from what I understand, the New World Forum and all of that malarkey. And this, again, is a good sign. 3 years ago, would you really, and could you really say that Charles Schwab 3 years from now would be offering Solana, Avalanche, and Chainlink? You couldn't. You really couldn't have guessed it. And this is why I keep saying to people, eventually it's going to lead to people like Netflix that will just have their own stablecoin. It's going to be utterly insane. I think Rockstar specifically are going to opt into this. I don't know how long it's going to take them, but they already have a situation where they kind of have their own currency. It's the in-game currency, and you can pay actual real-world money to gain real-world currency. I think at one point they were called shark cards or something. It's been a long time since I played Grand Theft Auto 5. Very much looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed any further because it is releasing on my birthday month. I'm so excited. I threw this in yesterday. We spoke a little bit about it, but I want to throw it in again. This is more of that broader adoption. And even just down here on the right hand side, we can see that major US banks plan joint stablecoin to challenge Tether. Again, huge news. We are now part of a race, and this race is to regulate crypto so people can play the game. If they can play the game, if there's rules and there's regulations, then more of these bigger players, like Charles Schwab, for example, are going to dip a toe in crypto. It is that simple. All of this broader adoption is amounting up to the pattern that you're seeing right now play out on this chart. And we're looking at BTC on the day view. And by far, this is the most bullish pattern that we've seen for a significant amount of time. For all intent and purposes, it has just been down and down and down up until this point of getting this very nice pump, so to speak, and now holding above that overall ascending trend line, having that symmetrical pattern play out on both sides. Again, this is bullish, and the market is telling me it's going to break out, it's going to push hard, and it is going to push fast. And all it needs to do right now is just get above this area of resistance, and we are away to the moon, my friends. How is this looking for Terra Luna Classic? Because as we know, right, previously during that last pump, we cooked off quick. The RSI went up into overbought extraordinarily fast, and that left us in a position where we had a pump, but it wasn't the big pump that we all wanted to see. And what I think is going to happen is something a little bit more strategic, not as vertical as we have seen previously. As you can see, the first part of this Elliott wave was essentially just vertically upwards. Then we had a bit of a curved pump leading into some vertical insanity, consolidating, and now with BTC being where it is, the RSI doing exactly what I said it was going to do. It's going to come down. We're going to get a bounce off of the moving average, and that is then going to reflect out into the chart moving upwards. But as I'm saying, I think we're looking at something a little bit more strategic, not as vertical as we've seen before. This is going to be good. It's going to give people the opportunity to get into chase green, whatever you guys are into. I'm more of a dollar cost averager, but I know a lot of people prefer to just ride the candles as they come in and get out as they drop back into the red zone. We are in a good position. And as I've said, the RSI is very telling at the moment. And I'm optimistic. I am a little bit dovish, but I am optimistic. And this is merely because BTC is going to make a big move upwards. The entire market's going to get dragged with it without a shadow of a doubt. And we're going to go with it. It's that simple. But how high are we going to go? Let's just focus really quickly here because this is very important at the MACD indicator. We had this area of consolidation that I've just spoken about. I'll circle it here and then I'll circle it here. And what we've got is a decent amount of crossing. And what we actually have here is the initial drop off. We get the bounce and then we get our first bullish cross, followed by a bearish cross, followed by a bullish cross, followed by a bearish cross, coming down and then crossing now into that bullish momentum, that bullish trend going upwards. And the MACD indicator has bounced. And now the lines have caught up with each other. They're coming back together. And this means, again, the MACD indicator is screaming, we are bullish. The RSI is screaming, we are bullish. How's Bitcoin looking? Pretty damn bullish. What does this leave us with as a conclusion, guys? Well, the overall market's going to move upwards. We're going to move with it. And we really need to do our utmost best to be out there, be present, be heard, share stuff, like things, do all of the stuff that feels like it's unnecessary because it's necessary. You as an individual person may not think you have an effect, but you do. You have a huge effect on everything. And all you need to do is just be present, like, share, all of those different things. And not just here, I mean absolutely everywhere. If a validator drops out, if a project shuts down, it's not a good thing. And even if it is your worst enemy, it's still not a good thing. We are losing core parts of the ecosystem. So I say this again, support as many people as you can. Obviously, you choose who you're going to delegate with, which is very important, but likes, shares, comments, those are free. They cost nothing. It's like manners. It all comes back around with karma, and the Lord blesses those who bless others and bless themselves. We've got the scoop, we've got the push, we've got the pullback, and now we're looking possibly at some kind of ascension alongside BTC. Take caution. Keep your eye on BTC. Keep your eye on the dominant scale as well. This is going to be a good indicator to tell you if BTC is cooking too hard. It's very difficult to correlate any kind of RSI movement or MACD movement to try to indicate if this is the top, but the dominant scale gives you a better idea of what's going on. Look at the previous highs. Look at where we've peaked out before, which is around 66% when we're really cooking and BTC says enough is enough. I'm going to come back down. People are asking me, is this going to be part of the next wave, Jay? Is this going to be that one last big push that you've mentioned previously before we eventually get that big time bear market come in before the next halving event? It's just over 500. I think it's like 540 something days until that halving event. We have to have a bear market come in again at some point. And if you can accept that, if you can embrace it, you're going to be able to make a lot of money in this market. Some of you have also been asking me, JJJ, what are you going to be getting next? What are you going to be diving into? What is your next meme coin play? I'm looking at Ponky and it's risky. I'll do a video. I'll get you guys up to speed. I haven't made any more sales or any more purchases beyond that stop loss sale, which was on pump, which was a great idea because it did cook off. It has cooled back down. I think meme coins will come down a little bit more, especially pump, before is a good point to re-enter. Again, I'll do updates. I'll keep you guys in the loop at all times, but Ponky, I made a lot of money off of this before. I caught it at the very, and I mean very beginning, just as it had launched at the very low, and I rid it all the way up to the tippity top. And now it's been consolidating for a significant amount of time. And one thing I know about meme coins is a community is what makes the coin, not so much the coin itself, because for all intent and purposes, meme coins are a joke. They're for fun. You shouldn't ever financially invest in one because that's idiotic, and you do whatever you want. Not financial advice, for educational purposes only, but this is going to be my next play. I think it's up 7.80% on the day. And like I said, keep you guys in the loop. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I may get you in the next one.